Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for all of the comments and subscriptions. I appreciate you guys wanting to follow along and see how my story has gone so far. It's still going, and I want to come and let you guys in on how things have been, what my plans are, and just connect with you guys again. So if you hear noises in the back, all of my kids are home and that's them moving around. So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way and we can get started and I can tell you about this journey of my VBAC failures. To kind of recap where I left off last time, I was attempting to have a vaginal birth after my third C-section. And that was for my fourth child, which is here now. She is 3 years old, and I know that's a long time. But as far as the delivery, it was not successful. By the time I got close to delivery, I was fatigued. I was ready to have the baby, and I didn't have the fight in me to push forward and safely, attempt to have a VBAC delivery. So the thing about it is, I called a lot of doulas, I called a lot of midwives. Nobody wanted to work with me at the point where I was. Once they hear that you've already had C sections, everybody turns you away. I was turned away. Well, I was told at my second pregnancy that I would never be able to have a vaginal birth because of my first C section. And the doctor who did that was go go sit down. Go sit down, Kana. The doctor told me that after my first C-section, I would never be able to have a vaginal birth. And because of my ignorance and lack of understanding, I went ahead and trusted my doctor and scheduled my second child. After my second child, I went about 5 years. It was about 4 years before I got pregnant again. And when I told them that I wanted to attempt a vaginal birth, I was told then that I may have been able to attempt after one child, but not after two C sections. And that was devastating. Then, after my third child, I was told, well, maybe after your second child, but definitely not after your third. I was destroyed. I began to have severe panic attacks in the OR. I have four kids, and I thank God that they're healthy. Nothing happened during the deliveries, but with my son, I had a panic attack as they were giving me my spinal tap. I was terrified. You know, People seem to think or carry it like C-sections are some small surgery. It's not. It's not like getting a tooth removed, and it's not cosmetic. It's a full surgery. They're opening up your abdomen, they're cutting your stomach, they're cutting through ab muscles. There's the potential of all kind of problems with that surgery. So I was afraid. And it was actually my third pregnancy where I was coerced into my course of action because I was very, very confident. I had the confidence that if I had to have the baby at home in my tub, then I would do that. But one of the attendings or one of the residents at the hospital that I went to told me that a woman had lost her child the week prior to me being there because she attempted to have a vaginal birth at home. I left the hospital. I was about 10 feet away from my husband. And before I could even get within 5 feet of him, I was bawling down the street, crying, devastated at the thought of losing my baby. At that point, hearing something like that, you don't care about, what you want. You begin to think solely about the baby and the safety of it. And then, but I know now that was coercion. Legally, she wasn't allowed to do that. And it just breaks my heart because A lot of women don't know these tactics. A lot of women are not preparing for deliveries, they're preparing for babies, which is good, but you still have to be educated and you have to know what you're getting into. When I got to the hospital, I was induced immediately. I was 19 years old. I was not in labor whatsoever, and they put me on Pitocin. They put me on a Pitocin drip. I laid in a bed all night on the 30th of September, all day on the 1st of October, all day on the 2nd of October. And not until the 2nd did my water pop, and they were actually about to manually bust the amniotic sac. But it did pop on its own, and at that point, I was at 2 centimeters after almost 3 days in the hospital. So I told them I'm going home. I'm not in labor. I'm in pain. And then they let me know that because the amniotic fluid was not around the baby was at more risk of infection. So the morning of October 3rd, they scheduled me to have a emergency C-section. And I use air quotes because had they not put me on Pitocin, there would have been no need to categorize me as an emergency. When doctors look at my records, that was the only thing that they would see. Well, we see here that there was an emergency. That's why the C section was performed. Everybody negates the reason why I was in that position. I was very happy when I had my daughter. And I, thought for a while of attempting another pregnancy, but I have yet to do so, and I may not. I have 3 girls and 1 boy, and that may be enough for me. You know, um, I love my children, and I don't want to put myself in any unnecessary danger. I don't want to put a child in unnecessary danger. And at this point, I've been cut 4 times. I can, with more understanding, feel like there may be a real threat. And if there's anybody out there who comes across this video and you've had 4 C-sections and you've been blessed to have a vaginal birth after those, please comment, reach out and let me know about, your story. Because if I ever, and I'm a young woman, if I ever decided to have another child, I would want to know all the options that I have. And with that, that was just a very quick overview. I want to come on here a little bit more and give you guys more detail. But as you can hear, my kids are in the background. They're all calling for me. So I'll get this whole editorial vlog thing together so I can give you guys some more information. But thanks for working with me and following me. And I will be back soon with some more information. Bye.